welcome to The Last Scare, the podcast that's home for horror nerds to come and talk about their favorite genre. I'm Jayla, and as always, I'm joined by Blake, Sabrina, and Cam. And today, we are going to be looking forward to 2023. 2022 was a great year for us. It was our first year as a podcast, and we got some great, amazing horror movies out of it, and I feel like 2023 might even be better with things like Scream and Evil Dead Rise. I'm pretty excited. I'm feeling pretty good about it. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm intrigued about certain. I feel like I'm going in more blind with this year's horror movies than I was last year, if that makes sense. Like, we had Scream, Halloween, Terrifier, and this year it's just kind of two out of the bunch. And the Winnie Pooh one I forgot about.
No, I think that's a good thing though. You know, because like I definitely feel that too. But because like we were literally talking about that before we went, started this. It's like going in cold for things because you like have more surprise. Mm-hmm. You don't have everything spoiled for you, or and like so you can make your theories while you're watching it, and it's like more enjoyable. Yeah. So I like that, and like I think that's like a good thing because like. Yeah, like last year, I think because we had so many like Halloween, Scream, like Hellraiser, like the stuff we've already seen, even like whether they're
Hellraiser too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made quite the impression on me for sure.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I get it. We know you don't like it.
I like it. I just wish it stuck with me more. But I digress.
But anyway, we moved. It's fine.
Cam, this is your first year. This is like your first full year watching horror as like a genre. Your Instagram. How are you feeling about it?
I feel like I started getting really into horror at a great time. I think 2022 was indeed huge for horror. I think 2023 is full of promise and potential. I think we've got so many big things coming up this year, and I'm just really excited to dig into them.
Absolutely, and dig in we shall.
We're going to make some predictions along the way.
We are.
We'll each make one prediction for each project, and then at the end of the year, we will tally them all up and see who won. You guys want to put money on it?
We have a prize.
All right, we're starting the betting. Come on.
Man.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, there will be a winner, though.
It's got to be specific. It can't be like, I bet this movie's going to suck, because that's subjective.
I suck at these! Honestly, I hate predicting movies. I always like going in. See, like, my dad, anytime I go to like see a movie with him, my dad will predict it as we're watching, and it pisses me off so much. And I'm like, all right, I'm like never watching anything with. He's like, I bet you $20 this guy's gonna do this, and I'm like, and he like, and I look at him, and I'm like, just go away, don't watch this movie then. So I don't like to predict like anything.
Well, guess what you're doing today, Sabrina?
With what?
You're predicting movies today.
I know.
One per
like,
movie.
There's like
you're gonna break your own rule.
We're kicking off the year tomorrow, actually. January 6th, Megan comes out.
Oh my god.
Blake, I'm gonna start off with you. What's your Megan prediction? How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good about it, and I feel like I'm cheating because I already know it's getting great reviews. And this is kind of my original prediction anyway, so I'm still going to run with it. But I think Megan is going to be talked about in the same way that Malignant is. That it's an original James Wan horror movie that just stands the test of time. It's going to get announced for a sequel almost immediately. And I think it'll live kind of like X did. Came out very early on last year, and just people never stopped talking about it. Because it's just, every time a new original horror movie came out, they're like, but X though. Or Barbarian. Like, I think it's just always going to be kind of like, that was a surprise hit. Megan was better than it should have been.
That was going to be my guess. So.
That was really
That was going to be yours too?
Yeah, I was going to be the next Malignant. So. I have a backup for
You're like, damn it.
Cam.
I'm predicting that the second one will be called Meg 4N. The sequel that it's, I don't know, Megan. I'm pretty sure this isn't the case, but I gotta make a prediction. I think Megan, there's a reason there's a 3 in the title. I'm thinking she's the third model.
I predict at least one kid will be murdered.
Ooh.
Oh, you're breaking your own rule. I think there's
going to be a kid that's going to get, like, murdered.
Your prediction is that a kid's going to be murdered? Is that your... Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Jayla rooting for child murder over here. Okay.
All right, YouTube, don't kick us.
And I think she's going to straight up kill a kid.
You think she's going to, like, whack a bitch on the playground?
Yes.
She might actually.
Sabrina, what's your prediction?
I'm gonna predict that there's gonna be like they already have like 2 and 3 already planned like on the table before.
Oh.
Because like,
well, it is Blumhouse, so
yeah,
you might be onto something there.
Because like not only like in her name, but like also just like because it's something original and like. I think when people saw the trailer and everything, like, it was supposed to be, like, goofy and everything, but nobody predicted, you know, it was gonna get great reviews, so now it's like, okay. Like, I think they were already planning it even before the audience score and everything else came out, so, like, it was already, like, okay, like, in talks, you know, like, things that they could do, and then, like, once the score came out, they're like, alright, yeah. They're like, now we gotta give them more. So
you will have to keep your eyes open for that article that says we already have a few sequels locked down.
Send it to us immediately.
Yeah, more than just like one. Yeah, so like that's my prediction. More than one like sequel.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty good one. I like it. The marketing's been great. I can't wait to go see Megan. So the next piece of horror media we have is going to be the Last of Us show, which I'm excited for. I'm beyond excited for it. Blake, I started with you last time, but I know you're really excited about Last of Us, so go ahead. Give us a good prediction.
Oh, God, okay. My prediction isn't going to be anything...
Without giving anything away.
No, it's not even about specifics on the story.
Okay.
My prediction is that The Last of Us is going to be an insanely controversial show. Like, I'm not even just talking casting, because that's already kind of stupidly controversial because you haven't seen the show yet, but I think certain decisions will be made, whether it's extremely accurate or totally different. It's just going to divide fans in half because I just feel like that's how The Last of Us works. I feel like objectively it will be an extremely well-made show.
Yes,
but fans are going to be split on it for whatever reasons, casting, just execution, whatever. I think it's going to be a very polarizing show.
I feel like that's what happens, though, when it's ever, like, something getting adapted to live action. It's like...
Yeah, an adaptation, let alone a video game adaptation.
Yeah.
But I think I'm specifying The Last of Us being like, whoa, you either love this show or hate it.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yes.
Sabrina, do you have any predictions for The Last of Us?
Yeah, it's, like, stupid, but it's going to be really, really, really sad. It's going to be really, really sad. From every picture I've seen, like... And from Blake's reactions, like, oh, and I'm like, all right, so this is gonna be like really sad.
She sent me like the latest TV spot, and I was like,
I don't
just
even watch
like
anything.
one frame.
I don't even like anytime I see it, I just send it to Blake because I have no idea like anything in case they give away anything. I want to go in like cold, but everything like if I see a screenshot or something, I'm like this seems just like a sad story, whether like whatever it is. So.
She has not played the games, so she doesn't.
I know nothing. I know literally nothing about this.
Okay.
So I like watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, but I like don't know what any predictions besides that. So I'm just gonna say it's gonna be really sad and emotional. It's gonna make people cry. That I feel like yeah, that's the only thing I think I could predict.
I think that I'm gonna do my prediction really quickly. I fully believe that The Last of Us show is going to bring on a new era for like video game inspired film or TV, and I think it's going to set a new standard. I think people are going to look to Last of Us and be like, this is like doable. This is possible.
Later in the year, if we get announcements for more adaptations, they're going to name drop Last of Us. Like, we are trying to replicate that show's approach and success.
Exactly. That's my guess. Cam.
My uninformed prediction is I think they're just going to totally change the ending. I think the show is going to have just a completely different ending than the way the game ends. And that is as much as I can say.
That's such a...
That's a
That's a big one.
Spicy. He's like, I
don't know how the game ends. I haven't played it. I'm just like, they're gonna change it. I have to come up with something.
Like, whoa.
Whether you've played it or not.
You don't like the ending?
It's not that people dislike it. It's just a very talked about ending. And I think, I'm not getting into spoilers for anybody, but I've thought of that if they change it, and what side of the argument I'll be on if that happens. But I think if they do, it'll be I'll win this one along with Cam, because I think that will split fans down the middle.
What if they flip it, Blake?
That would be... Man, I've thought about that too.
Interesting.
You know, I don't know what the ending is, but the fact that you said flip it makes me think of a Pet Sematary 2019 situation.
Why would you ever say that?
Well, you think that one kid dies because the kid died in the book and the original movie, but then they, flip it around and it's like, oh no, this other kid dies.
Not quite that
Shocking.
kind of flip it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And now I'm struggling mentally
I don't want to hear anything.
because you put that in my head. And it would make sense based on what we know already.
Yeah. Oh! Yay! Okay, cool. I'm so excited. I love this.
Ooh.
Number 3, we have Infinity Pool. It is Brandon Cronenberg's third movie, correct?
I think it's his third feature.
I'm beyond excited for this. I had a really good time with Possessor. Cam.
Did you guys get to see Possessor
yet?
yet?
Yeah.
Not yet. Maybe we'll watch that tonight. We were going to watch 2 movies tonight. My choice was The Menu, which I still want to get to, but
love The Menu.
I didn't know Infinity Pool came out this month. And I would like to see the entirety of Possessor before this comes out. So,
yeah, we loved Possessor.
We had a really good time with it.
Brutal. But we get Mia Goth coming back for Infinity Pool. We're on a Mia Goth streak.
We really are.
I really did get into the horror genre at the right time.
You did. It's her era. It's her time. We have a new Scream Queen.
I think this movie, 2 things. It's going to have insane word of mouth, regardless. I think everyone's going to be like, go see this movie. Like, whether it's good, it's a masterpiece, go see it, or bad. Like, this is just torment. Go see it. And 2, I think it's going to be good for Brandon Cronenberg. And it's going to have kind of that Terrifier 2 effect. Like, this is so good, go back and see the other ones, meaning like Possessor and everything else he's kind of done. And maybe his dad, too. Maybe it'll be a big Cronenberg year for us.
It's chronic.
Because I don't think enough people talked about Crimes of the Future, and that upset me.
Yeah.
What?
I think I'm the only one that heard you say that.
Oh, I said it's Cronin time.
It's Cronin time, Jesus.
Time.
Oh, I hate that one even more. Makes me a burger.
Yeah, I'll have 1 Cronenberger, please. It's just like a hamburger with legs and a head, like...
I hate that. I hated that image in my head now. I hate that.
It's just a small baby's head, like, spinning around, contorting with its eyes bulging out and, like, little crab legs.
Yeah, that's about right.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina, what's your prediction for Infinity Pool?
It's going to be a hit because Mia Goth is in it.
It's going to be a hit because Mia Goth is in
Yeah,
it.
well, she's already on a streak, and everybody, like, ever since that, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I, like, low-key, never full-on, like, knew much about her until, like, X and Pearl came out, and, like, everyone has, like, nonstop talked about her since.
You're not a real one. I've been there since A Cure for Wellness.
All right. I mean, I've only seen her in that one movie she was in with Rob. That's it. That's literally
The banger. Oh, High Life sucked. A Cure
it doesn't
for
matter.
Wellness.
That's the only reason I knew who she was. Now she's, like, this big scream queen, and I'm like, cool, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, everyone wants her for Harley now, and I'm like,
Everyone wants her for Harley?
For Rob's Batman, yeah. Because they have, like, they did one movie together, and everyone's like, they have good chemistry, and they're friends, and I'm like, it's too early for her, and no.
I think Mia Goth is going to end up being a villain.
I haven't seen the trailer, so I do not know.
I think we want to start off trusting her, and she's going to be a two-faced backstabber.
I think, and this is subjective, so this doesn't count to our competition, but I'm pretty sure I will like this more than Pearl. That's a pretty safe bet.
I think that Alexander Skarsgård is going to die in this movie. I don't really think that, but I have to.
Oh yeah, I thought it was Bill Skarsgård. I was like, Alexander. Oh yeah.
Okay. Next is Unwelcome.
I think you figured out your prediction, though.
Yeah. She's going to give birth to a goblin. Is my prediction.
She's going to give birth to a goblin. That's a really strong prediction.
You can't just one up my prediction like that. This isn't The Price is Right. You can't just say the same thing.
Okay, fine. Her mom's a goblin. A goblin gave birth to her.
Sabrina, what's your guess? What's your prediction?
You know the pregnant lady ain't dying because she's pregnant, so that's already like a no-go.
Hey, she could die after she gives birth to a goblin.
Maybe the husband, though. Maybe the husband. I mean, you always want both of them to make it out, but I think the husband's a goner. And I like him as an actor, so I think he's a goner.
That movie gave me Men. That trailer gave me Men vibes.
How dare you?
I know. Which brings me to my prediction. I feel like this movie, and it's not necessarily what I think, it's just a sick suspicion. I feel like it's just going to get buried in January. Like, they were just kind of like, this movie tried. So what's the release date? January, and you know why it's January. Moving on. Just something like that. Ooh. I don't know. I feel like this movie's saving grace will be the goblins. And I don't think they'll be in it much.
Ooh.
From the trailer, we saw very minimal goblin.
Yeah, which either could be because they want to hide them, or they're really only at the end, and the rest of the movie is just people being creepy and then getting killed off by goblins.
So up next is one that I am cautiously optimistic about. Knock at the Cabin. M. Night's first R-rated movie since The Happening.
What? No.
Yes. Yeah.
Since Marky Mark?
No,
I'm totally not going to murder you. I have a prediction already. I think that it's going to turn out the apocalypse is real. It's actually happening. And it's going to happen at the end of this movie. Sabrina?
I don't think I know anything about this movie.
I don't either. I'm going in pretty blind on this
I didn't even know it was anything with an apocalypse. That's why I'm like, what?
I mean, it could be.
I just thought that they were stuck in a cabin, you know? It's like a cabin fever type of story. Like, something happens while they're in a cabin.
Well, I just confused you guys way more. Do you think it's going to be a comeback for M. Night?
I don't think M. Night will ever get a comeback. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that as he will always be controversial and hit and miss.
I'm predicting Rotten Tomatoes score in the 40s at the end of the year. That's my prediction.
Oh, brutal.
For Knock at the... I don't know. The trailer was pretty great.
You have no faith in this movie.
I didn't even see a trailer, so I don't even know anything about it.
Not necessary. I mean, it's a good trailer. It's so hard with M. Night to predict anything. I think regarding Cam's thing, I think it'll be more in the 60s.
Okay.
And it will be a kind of like Another Glass. Some people like, it was good, you just didn't see the vision. And some people be like, it was stupid and lazy. You didn't see the vision. I think it'll be Another Glass.
I hope it's not Another Glass.
Because, like, on what you said, without really giving it away for anyone, even though you are just kind of guessing, I feel like whether that is true or it's not true is already going to piss people off.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, like, oh, they should have gone for it, or, oh, they shouldn't have been that on the nose. It's like, you don't really win with him.
No, but I do respect that he goes for his ideas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he puts himself in all of his movies. He really sells it.
He does. Sabrina, is there anything you want to throw caution to the wind and just shoot it out there?
It's going to have one of those big twists. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, my God.
I don't know anything about this movie.
I mean, that's already confirmed.
No, this is a very easy point, Sabrina. I think you'll definitely get a point at the end of the year.
You will get a point.
Sabrina is starting out strong.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was genius.
Well,
see, at least they're more supportive about it, okay?
Yeah, sure. Moving on to Winnie.
Oh my god, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh my god.
I think it's gonna be like the mean one. I think it is a funny gimmick. I think it's gonna be better than the mean one. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's gonna come out. People are gonna think what they think about it, and then okay, moving on the following week. I think regardless of how good it is, it's just gonna be so forgettable.
I don't know about that. I think it's gonna generally scare me, like generally like give me nightmares because it's Winnie the Pooh, and like it's like the I don't know. Just from the trailer alone, I was like, no, this is gonna give me nightmares.
What'd they say? Didn't they already kill Christopher Robin because he like forgot about them or something?
He's like going after Christopher Robin.
He's going after him.
Yeah, because like they're starving.
One character is already dead, but I wish I didn't know who it was, so I'm not gonna say who it was.
I think they're just gonna try to ruin everybody's childhood as much as they can. That's my prediction.
Yes, they are.
In every way possible, like in every single way, and it's gonna generally be scary. Like, because it's already like I already like am having like nightmares from this. Like I'm genuinely like not even trying to be funny. Like it actually scares me because they look so scary. They actually look so scary. Like even like seeing like the Grinch one, like doesn't look that scary because it's like okay, it's just a little bit.
Because Grinch already looks menacing.
Yeah. They look like actually like scary because they're like sweet and soft and cuddly and comforting, and then it's like no, we're here to kill you and like eat you. It's like okay.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope this movie lingers with me, but
I don't think it's gonna be forgettable. Definitely not.
My prediction is that Eeyore is gonna be dead.
Oh yeah, I think I will one up you. I think
oh no.
Trigger warning, I think Eeyore took himself out.
That's what exactly where I was going.
Oh my god.
I think they're going to go that
That's exactly what I was thinking. I just didn't want to like go all the way. After I said about like murdered children, I was like, maybe I should like not say that about Eeyore. Maybe I
am going to specify that Eeyore took out the little nail in his butt and just
I think Eeyore took himself out because, like, he's starving. He doesn't have the energy to try and fix it, so he just, like, gives up.
He takes the nail out of his tail like, well.
Oh my
gosh. Exactly, Blake. You read my mind. That's my prediction.
What about Tigger? Where's Tigger?
On coke.
Oh, they're going to tease him for the sequel. Time to bounce, motherfucker.
Oh my god!
I think they don't have the rights to Tigger yet because he was written for a later book, but
oh really? Huh.
I'm not sure about that. I'd have to check my sources there.
It's just Winnie and Piglet, I think, in this first one, right?
Yeah. My prediction is that Pooh is gonna kill Piglet in the end. Yeah.
Ooh.
The ultimate betrayal.
Crisscross.
That would break my heart, I think. Even if they're like evil.
Too bad Piglet isn't small like he is in the cartoons or the books, or else Winnie could have picked him up and just with his thumb.
I don't like this conversation anymore.
Poor Sabrina. We traumatize Sabrina regularly on this.
I'm having so much fun just thinking of the possibilities.
See, you know, it's so funny. He's like, he took me to Disneyland and we went on Winnie the Pooh, and I was like, you know, I love Winnie the Pooh. And then he's like, Sabrina, there's
that movie comes out soon.
I'm like, excuse me?
Following up with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, we have Cocaine Bear.
Another bear going on a rampage.
Yes, that's true. I don't have no idea what
because it's not like actually wants to eat people. It's just high on coke.
I think the bear's body count is going to be at least 12.
37. That's my prediction.
37 people.
37.
You think the bear is going to kill 37 people?
Why is it so specific?
I am going to be even more specific, and I think they're going to make a Star Wars reference, specifically a Han Solo shot first reference, because Alden Ehrenreich is in the movie. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have a gun at some point, mention some Han Solo Greedo reference. The movie is that meta, they would do it, so calling it Han Solo reference.
I think they're going to just do every ridiculous thing in the book because it's already a ridiculous concept, even though it already happened, and like they're exaggerating to like a T about it, so it's like anything that happens, it's like, yeah, you know what? already a pretty fucked up concept, even though it happened. You know, and they're not gonna think twice about it, no matter what that is. And it's like, I just feel like you're gonna see once it's out, like clips, and be like, oh, they did this in Cocaine Bear, and you're like, yep, sounds about right. Because like making a movie about a cocaine, like I actually didn't even believe that this was a real story until like my dad apparently didn't even know it was a real thing, and then I had to explain to him. It's also really sad that the bear died. I think. Yeah.
The bear did die.
Well, yeah, I do eventually. Yeah.
He had a lot of cocaine in his system.
I'm not saying I'd ever like wish death upon somebody, but for someone who loves animals more than people, I'm glad that the person who ended up putting the coke in front of the bear got his karma. That's all I'm gonna say.
What happened?
He died.
Well, I figured that.
He fell out of a plane and then died.
He fell out what?
He fell out of a plane and then died. And fell to his death. Yeah. So basically, like, because after this, because I was like, all right, this is no way this is real. Looked it up. So basically, this bear ingested all this cocaine, went on a rampage, because like these guys were like flying a plane carrying drugs, and like I think it got too heavy on there, so they had to get rid of some of like the product, and they pushed like the cocaine out of the plane or something, and it like a bear ingested it, went on a rampage, whatever, and like the guy ended up dying and falling out of the plane and dying to his death. So I was like, okay, I mean, it's kind of this dude's fault, and like the bear died, so I was like, oh my god, this is so sad. Why would anyone do this? And then the guy who gave him the coke died too. So I was like, okay, karma. This is what you do to an animal. That's why you don't harm.
And Elizabeth Banks is directing this?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's the most surprising thing out of this entire movie for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I can think of a lot more.
I'm going to change my prediction. I bet there's going to be a gag about the drip, which is like a thing that happens when people do coke. They get like a drip in the back of their throat or something. I'm guessing there's going to be a gag about that.
Yeah.
Pretty fair.
Okay.
So we have our predictions in for...
Wait, I think I have one more prediction.
Go for it.
Okay, so if this is ridiculous, so when they're trying to stop this bear, some people fall into the cocaine too, and then end up being high on cocaine too, and they have to stop the people that are high on cocaine.
Oh my god!
I like
Listen,
it.
if it's ridiculous, it's a movie about a bear on cocaine, so
it works for me.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I also can't wait for our next movie, and I already have my prediction. I've had it for a while. Scream 6.
Scream 6.
Scream 6. My prediction is Samara Weaving. That's how you say her name, right?
No idea.
Samara Weaving is
right.
going to be the first to kill.
She's gonna be the first to killed.
She's gonna be the first death. She's gonna be
like that Drew Barrymore opening scene style thing. Yeah.
That's
okay.
my guess.
My prediction is that Sam is going to die at the end of this movie based on the new poster that came out. It looks like it's sort of diagramming the characters that die in each movie, and then it all kind of converges with Sam Carpenter. So I'm thinking Sam dies.
Is it bad to say, like, I don't hate that idea? I don't know. She's not really doing it for me. She's okay. She's okay.
No, that's not bad.
I don't know. It's just like she really like didn't, you know, like I think it was just besides being Billy's daughter, it's like, okay. She's, you know. And what's Jenna Ortega's character's name?
Tara?
Tara's sister too. I mean, like, I don't know. She just I don't know. I just feel like that I feel like they're kind of like making it seem like they're gonna like she's gonna be like one of the new future of it, but then she's gonna like she could die, and then everyone's like, oh, where do they go from here?
I think at least one of the killers will be someone that we have already seen before, possibly even, and this is for bonus points. This is for 2. Someone that we have already seen die, come back.
Do you think Stu's coming back?
I'm not saying Stu specifically.
You think Stu's coming back?
But this is all about like the past and connecting previous killers. I think at least one killer will be someone we have seen die before. Bonus points, a killer we have already seen die before. Without saying Stu.
I'm just saying, out of all the killers,
Stu's the only one that could have survived what happened to him.
Yes. There is someone confirmed that we thought was dead that's coming back, but I don't think they're going to be a killer.
I'm also no. If it ends up being Billy minus the hallucinations, I still count it.
I think it's Stu. Stu's the only one. Stu time. It's
I mostly
time.
say it because of the new poster connecting like all the names, and one of the masks is all fucked up and like rotting and shit, as if it's someone that was previously deceased.
And everyone kept forgetting Stu in 5. Everyone was like, oh yeah, Stu was a part of it too. And Dewey didn't say he was dead, and I think Stu is still alive.
Maybe Stu started a Ghostface cult. Because everybody, including Hollywood, loves cults.
Wonder if anyone wants to take a stab, at why they're moving this to the city. I mean, not for the franchise. For the franchise, it makes sense because we've been in the same town for 5 movies. It makes sense to move it to.
They're
New
running
York
away
City,
from their problems, and then it's running.
But like, why Ghostface? Why is it Ghostface takes Manhattan, though?
I love that.
Why is
I actually love that concept so much. I truly do. Him in the city, he wouldn't last a day. He wouldn't last a day in New York.
Jason had his chance.
I think it makes sense because if he is part of that friend group and it's someone we know, then it would make sense for him to be in New York with them.
There's a specific reason besides like just to bring her back why Hayden Panettiere is.
Gail's in New York.
What?
Gail's in New York. She resides there. She's on the show.
Right. That's right.
She's a producer on this movie, Courtney Cox.
Really good for her.
I think there's a specific reason why they're bringing Hayden Panettiere back. I think she has a bigger role than like just to bring back because like, oh yeah, we can.
So you think she ties into the overall why things are happening the way they are?
I think so. I think that could be. Because I think it's like, yeah. Again, I think I don't know if it's just to bring her back, just because like why not? But I think it also could like lead to something else because it's somebody different. That's like because even when she was announced, everyone was like oh my goodness, okay, they got her back. So I don't know.
I think that it's going to be gorier. They said that.
They said it's the bloodiest one. Yeah,
but I think like it's going to be like brutal. Not only is it going to up the ante on the blood and the brutality, like we saw with the opening on 5, but also I think that Ghostface is going to not just have a knife. I think he's going to get more creative this round.
I mean, we already saw him with a shotgun. So he's definitely evolving.
He's in New York. That's why you can't survive a day with a knife in New York. Come on, let's be real. I still don't think he would last a day in New York, really, if it was real. Ain't got nothing on New York.
You think all the New Yorkers are like the people that ganged up against Green Goblin at the end of Spider-Man? You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
You don't live here, so you don't know.
You realize New Yorkers just see someone with a knife and just let them run by because that's New York. Ghostface would get free kills in New York. His life is only easier in the big city as opposed to Woodsboro.
It depends what part he's in. If Manhattan, no, not so much.
He's just not special in New York. Like in Woodsboro, they made 9 movies off what he did in New York. They'd be like, yeah, we saw your kind last week. Like he wants to go to the zoo. He wants to be with people like him. I'm going to piss everyone that lives in New York off that sees this video.
Up next, we have
The Pope's Exorcist.
The Pope's Exorcist.
Yes.
With Russell Crowe.
Based on a real-life Pope's Exorcist. I'm going to predict...
If you say the Pope, yes.
Exorcist. That he exorcises the Pope.
Oh my god. Blake, do you have anything?
Yes. I believe the movie is going to be absolutely atrocious. Just of what I've seen so far and the title, it's giving me Jeffrey Dean Morgan's The Unholy vibes.
Oh!
Like, it's just going to be a fantastic actor, love him to death. Who put them in such a terrible movie?
I saw that.
Okay, wait. Just a quick story. So the reason why he knows about this movie is because when he came to visit,
we watched it 3 times in 3 days. It was on
pretty much 3 times on because we turned the TV on in the hotel and it was just like we're like, is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan? And I've never heard this movie, so we watched it and we're like, oh my god, that was terrible. And then we ended up watching
every
it
morning, every night. The Unholy was on TV. I'm like, stop shoving this movie down our throat.
It's not good. Like Jeffrey Dean Morgan being the face of this still didn't help like make this movie any better.
I love that man and I hate that movie.
It's so bad. I was like, I've never heard this movie and like I want to pretend. I want to go back to my life before I knew about this movie.
I'm talking like 16% on Rotten Tomatoes bad.
So my prediction is, do we even know what it's rated?
It's not rated yet.
It's a Sony movie. They did that with The Invitation. They put it PG-13 in theaters.
I think it's going to be PG-13, and a bonus guess is they're going to give the entire trailer away. And they're going to give a twist away in the trailer.
I was thinking about that earlier. Yeah.
We finally saw that movie too, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
The Invitation.
What? Oh, The Invitation? I liked it.
I
thought
liked
it was good. I had fun with it.
Mm-hmm. We both enjoyed it a lot.
I meant to message you guys about that. When we finished, I was like, I kind of liked it, actually.
Yeah.
We liked it a lot. We didn't like the very ending. It felt, like a reshoot.
Oh,
it felt
that seemed like a reshoot that, like, test audiences were like, we don't like that one character didn't really have ramifications because they seem so cool. And then they shot some half-ass, like, let's go get him. Cut to credits.
Oh, yeah.
That was so lame. I was like, you should have just ended the movie with her winning. Call it a day.
Yeah, just, like, kill them there. Don't, like, do a couple weeks later, she's fine with her friend. Like, okay, let's go kill some vampire ass. Like, no. I'm like, no.
I think it was just because the ending would have been too kind of abrupt otherwise. Like, the walking away scene, like, it's cool, but it's not, normally what you see for an ending. Because she had, like, just won. So there wasn't a lot of wrap up otherwise.
Sabrina?
Russell Crowe being in this movie ain't gonna save this movie. That's
no, you're piggybacking off of mine that it's gonna be bad.
Thankfully, following up the Pope's Exorcist is Evil Dead Rise. Oh boy.
I think collectively this is the movie we're all most excited for, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Easily,
for sure.
I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, and I saw the trailer. Like, I was like half and half because I didn't like the reboot.
You were being stubborn with this movie.
No,
yes.
I wasn't being stubborn. I was just like, I was getting a little worried because I was like, oh no. I was like, I really like. I'm actually excited for this one, but I don't want to feel like it's too much like the other one of everything I didn't like. So I was like, okay, maybe. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, no. I was like, I still feel the vibe. I'm good. Like, this is all right. So
I have thoughts as well as predictions, so we'll get there. I'll go at the end.
My prediction...
What is your prediction, Cam?
Is that despite what they have said, Bruce Campbell will appear as Ash. Probably just briefly, but my prediction...
I'll cry. I will cry.
Are you considering, like, a physical appearance, or, like, would you count a picture of him?
No, like, I think he will appear in new footage for this movie. Because
okay.
Evil Dead versus Ash, which is totally what the title of that show is, was only, like, 4 years ago. Like, he's still young and spry. I mean...
No, the final scene is going to be a knock at the door, and they think it's a Deadeye, but it's just Pizza Papa. And he's just at the wrong apartment.
Oh my god.
No, I think he's going to appear as Ash.
No, Papa, come on.
Hey, if they put Bruce Campbell in an Evil Dead movie for a cameo and it wasn't Ash, it was an original character, you know how mad the fan base would be?
I don't think I would do that.
I think I'd burn down AMC.
I think Raimi and Campbell care about the fans.
Bruce Campbell would be like, fuck you. So you think he's lying, essentially?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I've thought of that. I'm not
saying that he can't produce it without, like, showing up, but, like, he's vouching so hard for this movie. Like, not only just being a producer, but, like... So, I don't know. I feel like I could see something. Even if he just goes in the post credit scene and says groovy, I'll be satisfied.
Okay, mine is the same, but different because it's not Ash. I think a supporting character, or not even just supporting, but a character that's not Ash from a previous movie or show will appear. Possibly specifically Mia, Kelly, and or Pablo.
Ooh.
I think any of those three, if not all three, could be in it.
Wow, if all three show up.
If all three show up, all my wishes would be met.
Hey, don't forget his daughter, too.
Sure, Brandy can be there, too.
You're so mean!
I'm really hoping they sort of unite, like, all the previous movies, including Evil Dead 4, which is also definitely what it's called. from 2013. It's Evil Dead 4.
It's not a remake. I really wish they gave it a different title.
Yeah, it's so unclear at this point if it's part of the same continuity as the original trilogy and the show and everything, but I really want to believe these are all in the same universe. So from now on, I'm calling it Evil Dead 4, and I want to believe that it's all going to tie together.
Wait, are you talking about the reboot that they did, and then like is tied with everything else too, and then
2013, yeah.
I mean, it's.
I prefer not to think that way. I prefer not to think that way.
You're like the only one that hates that movie.
So much approval.
It's very.
First of all, the book is different in the remake, which throws me off. And this book is different too in Rise, but it's closer to the remake book as opposed to the original one. It doesn't have a face. It's like skin stitched together, just like the remake one.
I predict someone is going to lose an arm and or a hand.
Yeah.
Follow the trend, and I think someone's going to lose an arm or a hand.
When she picks up the chainsaw, that's when Ash bursts in and be like, nope, you don't know how to handle that weapon.
That's mine.
Pick your own. No, imagine that. Imagine that. He just comes in there, pick your own.
This isn't really a part of my predictions. I genuinely believe it will be the scariest one yet.
Yeah.
That trailer. Just the shot of her looking through the peephole scares the shit out of me.
I only watched the Green Band trailer, and that was enough for me. I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't watch it at all. I want to go in like totally raw with this one.
It's so hard not to talk to you about it because I'm like, this is going to be so like.
With Evil Dead, it was hard. I'm like, I have to watch this trailer. I won't watch the next one because I do think this one showed like two things they shouldn't have. It's
like, nah, I want to go in so raw with this one, you know?
Yeah. Jayla, you said you only watched the Green Band trailer?
I watched the Green Band trailer, which like showed just enough. It didn't show too much.
Just enough. Yeah, they showed a little too much in the Red Band one.
Yeah, the Green Band didn't show any gore, and that's one of the biggest things part of Evil Dead. It just gave me a little taste of the story, introduced me to a few of the characters.
I think that's probably this is gonna be like
the Red Band trailer went pretty hard with the gore, which actually surprised me even for a trailer. So
yeah, I was like, wow, okay, they really showed that much like in a trailer.
What's throwing me off already is it's not like it's not the Evil Dead kind of approach. Like, it's not slapsticky. It's like, oh, that was gory. It wasn't like, his hand got sawed off and now it's like running all over the place. So I was like, oh no, that person is dead. They're not coming back after that.
Yeah, they said that over 1,500 gallons of fake blood were used in the production of this.
Didn't they have to make a custom industrial? They had to rent out an industrial kitchen to make the blood or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure I heard that fun fact.
I'm pretty sure the director posted a picture with like blood all over his face and hands, like drinking a cup of coffee. He's just like, I love my job.
My favorite thing he did was he got a pair of white Vans and he took a picture of every day on set.
Yeah.
Bloodier and bloodier and bloodier. And I love that.
Let's take a moment to appreciate that this was supposed to go straight to HBO Max in 2022, and
so glad
they decided to take a leap of faith.
They were like, hold on, watch this movie first and then decide what to do with it.
Yeah, the executives believe in this one, and we get it in theaters. I'm so thrilled.
I don't know. I'm not always crazy about like it going straight to like streaming. Like I understand some people don't want to go to movies. Like I still, till this day, still think that Prey should have went straight to theaters and shouldn't have gotten a Hulu release. That one hurt a lot because I was like, I would have done anything to see that in theaters.
Plenty of Hellraiser movies deserved that straight to DVD treatment.
Mm-hmm. So back in the summer, before I was around on the podcast, you guys started the Evil Dead retrospective series Road to Rise, and this year we are going to get that back going.
We're gonna do the best one. We're gonna do the best one.
Great.
We're gonna revamp that series. So pretty soon, I'm going to have a new edit of episode 2, which y'all recorded last summer. I'm going to have that going up. And then in the coming weeks, we will record our Army of Darkness video, which is going to be part 3. And then we will have the series done and ready by the time Evil Dead Rise comes out.
Truly, so long for this moment. I love Army of Darkness. And
I'm excited for the remake one.
Me too.
I feel like it's so much more in line with that one than the other ones, and I feel like there's a reason for it. I really feel like Mia it has to be Mia, will show up by the end of this movie.
I think it's gonna be Mia. It's gonna be like some
because
type of...
I mean, they just added her to the game. Jane Levy's been pretty vocal about that movie lately. I hope it's something that really concretely unifies those universes, or the same universe, whatever.
Up next, we have Beau is Afraid, which is the return of Ari Aster, director of Hereditary and Midsommar. Got A24 on board again.
Oh, it's a movie like that? Oh, okay.
And it's got Joaquin Phoenix. Trigger warning.
Wait, is that the poster with like all four of him? Oh my god. No. I don't want to watch that. No. It's gonna be something so screwed up. I don't like it. No.
It's being promoted as a black comedy.
Yeah, that's what weirded me out. That's being promoted as a comedy.
It's supposed to have a really long runtime. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, I think it's in the 3 hours.
Can I say my prediction?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's already gonna be something with a cult. I know it. I'm pulling that out there.
You know, that's
actually a really good prediction, Sabrina.
Hail Payman.
It's gonna be, but like what if it's his cult? Maybe it's like the cult of Beau. There you go.
The cult of Beau, and they're all just the same person in the cult.
Oh no!
I'm getting men flashbacks.
I don't like that.
What'd you say?
I'm getting men flashbacks.
I was just gonna say that.
No one ever said anything about that. No one ever brought it out.
Because nobody saw Men. The word of mouth was like, don't see this stupid movie.
Yeah, you were one of them.
I'm one of them. I don't want anybody to see that movie.
Yeah.
Stupid movie.
Yeah, you were one of those people. You're like, no, don't see that. You're like, I will never.
Yeah, and then people that enjoyed the movie were like, so dumb, it's brilliant. And I'm like, no, it's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
You just didn't understand the final scene. I understood it. It was stupid.
I'm like, fuck. No, it's just dumb.
No, it's just dumb. God, I hate that movie.
My prediction is something to do with cloning will be involved.
Ooh.
I have no idea. I'm probably way off.
And then it's okay. Oh wait, I'm adding to it. It's a cult of cloning.
A cult.
No, that's what they do in their cult. They clone people. It's kind of like an Us type of vibe. Stay with me. Stay with me.
I'm predicting that Joaquin's character experiences some form of psychosis. I don't know what this movie's about. I don't know, but
I've only seen I don't want to know.
I really
don't.
hope it's something with a cult, though. I want to be right so bad.
Really hard to do predictions for all of these without finding out information about
now
them.
I just want to see this. I see.
It makes the predictions more fun, though.
The poster made me a little uncomfortable. Not gonna lie, and I was like, no, I don't know. I'm not that crazy about this, but now I really want to see it to see if I'm right. I'm gonna be there like opening night just to see if I'm right.
I think it's just gonna be a quirky, weird movie, and it's gonna be like how I feel about Nope, and I don't necessarily want to call it a horror movie.
That's what I can say. It's gonna be a horror movie. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a weird movie with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, like Spike not Lee. Spike Lee. No, Spike Jones. Spike Jones. Her. Yeah. That you're talking about with the operating system. Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
I already have like thoughts in my mind now about this, and like they're not going in good places. So like I already have some like.
I mean, it's Ari Aster. It's gonna be fucked up to some degree.
He's gonna leave me scarred again. I'm okay with that.
I don't know. All I know is I get Joker 2 after this freaking movie. So.
Fear the dark.
Insidious, Fear the Dark.
Insidious mid-title.
Insidious.
Hey,
another one.
Hey! Patrick Wilson's directing this. Don't disrespect my.
I don't care who's directing it. That title is so lazy.
It should be called Insidious: Music of the Night.
Insidious. We're gonna be spooky.
Oh my god. It's a weird pet peeve of mine is bad titles, and it's not necessarily bad. It's just like. Come on, that's like 20 books we all read as a kid. Fear the Dark, really?
We were talking about that not too long ago about like horror movie titles being lazy.
I feel like You're Next, Ready or Not, movies like that, they all have titles that just blur together in my mind. Like, whenever she mentions one of those movies, I'm not quite sure which one she's talking about, even though I've seen them both. And I'm just like, is that the one I liked or the one I didn't like?
Not to like praise the bare minimum, but like which number is this one?
5.
Yeah, so if they just said it's 5, people are like that's lazy. So it's like I don't think they're gonna go crazy about the title. They're just like, all right, we just put it.
I mean, the last one was The Last Key. That was way more intriguing than Fear of the Dark. Like, hey, I'm not saying Insidious Chapter 2 and Insidious Chapter 3 were anything to write home about. They could just been
like Insidious 5, 6, like, it's fine.
I mean, at that point, they haven't been trying. So why start now and give me this? I would respect the numbering sequence. It's driving my OCD insane, but it's neither here nor there.
Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne, and Ty Simpkins from the first movie all returning for this one. My prediction is that the kid gets possessed again. I don't know.
Honestly, you're not that far off, because that's usually what happens.
Isn't the demon that looks like Darth Maul, doesn't he have, like, isn't his name Lipstick Demon?
Lipstick Face Demon, yeah.
Yeah. Lipstick Demon Face.
So many people hail that jump scare as one of the best jump scares of all time.
It is pretty darn spooky.
It would have got me if I hadn't seen an image of it beforehand, but
I am
still gets me.
Wild minority that I've never once found scary. Probably because I don't find him scary. He just looks like Darth Maul.
It's very easy to scare me, so
I think the movie's going to be better than the title. That's my prediction.
Still mine.
Give us a Rotten Tomatoes ballpark.
I was like, despite what Blake says, it's going to be better than the title.
Rotten Tomatoes, I think it's going to be in the 70s. And that's being nice. It's Insidious 5. Like, they're lucky if they're in the 70s.
Let's be real here.
So now
After The Last Key, which wasn't bad, it was just mediocre.
That was
my favorite.
The girl,
you know, the demon had the key fingers.
Was it the mask guy there? Like the guy that like he died, but he had like a medical mask on.
That was the third one.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite one too.
The third one was good. My prediction is that Lipstick Face Demon's gonna come back. It's gonna be his return.
You might get a point for this one because I feel like they're going back in time, not necessarily time travel. I just think this story is going to be set around the first 2 movies.
I think he's going to be coming back, and I think he's going to be the big bad. Sabrina, do you have a prediction for us?
I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've seen them. There's more than one like little monster thing guy, right? In these, right?
There's a new monster in each one.
Yeah, so I think because that's where I was kind of going. I was like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think we're gonna see all of them in like one.
That's a big prediction.
You're gonna in-game it.
It's just gonna be an entire scene: Lipstick Face Demon, the old woman, the gas mask guy, the key fingers.
Well, I mean, they did the key thing, and like you kind of saw like so much, you know.
I actually think that guy with the mask was in The Last Key. I could be wrong, but he might have been in a little cell. Like, remember me? That was the last one.
I'm just saying that would keep things interesting because you're like, oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, my other prediction is that the Lipstick Face Demon will be back, but this time he's gonna have robot legs.
Okay, Darth Maul.
He's gonna have robot legs this time. That's his gimmick.
That's literally how Darth Maul appeared back in Rebels. He was like, "I'm alive."
No, I have no idea who that is. Moving on.
Up next is the directorial debut of YouTube's own Chris Stuckman. We have the movie Shelby Oaks. I actually know a few people that worked on this movie, such as the second assistant director, Joe Chenoweth. Shout out to Joe. I worked with him on another upcoming horror movie called Clock, which we might get into. I don't know what this movie is about per se, but I know that Keith David is in it, and I'm going to predict that he is a villain.
You got Keith David?
Yeah.
Spawn? The Spawn?
Yeah.
The Keith David.
So I grew up watching Chris Stuckman, so this is like a really big moment for me. It's like watching like my childhood hero like live the dream. So happy and excited. My prediction is it's going to be something it's going to remind me of Blair Witch. And like there's this town and there's this legend that haunts this town and people are investigating it. And I think that's going to be the vibe that he's going with it. That's my prediction. I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think Shelby Oaks is the town?
Say that,
you know what Shelby Oaks is.
I don't know what Shelby Oaks is.
Oh, you don't? I thought you were. Okay.
Is Shelby Oaks something?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were alluding to like, oh, you think it's the town.
No. I was just doing one of my anti-joke things. Because it just sounds so obviously like the name of a town. So
yeah. No one said that my prediction can't be obvious.
I have a very bold prediction.
Ooh, I love bold predictions.
I think this movie is going to do so well. It's going to put Chris Stuckman on the map. He's going to get a studio-led film like 1 to 2 years after this comes out. It's going to be like his breakout to make Hollywood be like, oh wow, this guy from YouTube is like fucking incredible. Because like, you know, Jayla, watching his reviews, he has such a profound outlook on movies.
He does.
He knows how to write a good movie. It's going to be great.
And, you know, if there was anyone I would trust to make a horror film, it would be Chris Stuckman.
Yes, I actually have somebody to talk to you after this. I just watched a review of his on what I found to be the most disturbing movie ever made. And so did he. And he nailed everything I had on my mind about it. And he made me feel better about myself after watching that movie.
Is it Martyrs?
Yes, it is actually.
Oh, that's why you brought up Martyrs.
That's not why I brought up Martyrs. I was telling Jayla earlier, she doesn't want to watch it, but I think I'm going to take one for the team and watch it and let her know, because I'm like really morbidly curious.
Blake hasn't been able to stop talking about it, and like he literally like...
I watched it like 3 nights ago. It hasn't been able to leave my mind. It's fucking...
He's like, I will never let you watch that movie, and I was like, okay.
I would have hated myself if I made her watch that movie. It's just torment.
I'm going to watch it early in the morning when it's bright and sunshiny. I'm going to watch it outside in the daylight on my phone.
Neither of you seen it, or no? Okay.
I know a lot of what happens, and I'm like,
what I want to know is why you just were like, hey, I'm going to watch this tonight.
Well, because I always hear about it. Like, it's talked about as one of the greatest horror movies of all time. I'm like, I gotta see what this is about. French horror film. It's gonna be scary. It's something, all right.
Miss Sabrina, do you have a prediction for us?
Shelby Oaks is a town in California.
No, Shelby Oaks is not a town in California.
Okay.
I don't know what to predict from that, because like
I think it's gonna surprise everybody in a good way.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like, it's like, oh wow, I wasn't. It's like, it's gonna be like one of those like low key films, and it's gonna, and I think it's gonna, a lot of people are gonna end up really really liking it a lot.
Yeah,
like it's shocking people.
Next is last voyage of the Demeter or the Demeter or the Demeter. I don't know. This is like a chapter from Dracula.
I heard about this a long time ago. So excited for it. It's the best part of Dracula. Like, it's this. You can tell a whole movie based on one little section of that book, if that makes sense. Like, wow. It's a big scope, I should say, rather than in length. And this is, in my opinion, the best portion of the book.
This is already up your alley because you like Dracula, so you're good.
I love vampires. I love ships. I'm in.
Well, my prediction is going to be that this will be lower rated on the tomatoes than Nicolas Cage's Dracula movie, Renfield. I think Renfield is going to get better ratings than whatever this is.
Ooh. I think it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise hit. I think it might find the radar for most people, but I think it's going to end up being really good.
Tomato ballpark.
80s.
80s, okay.
I think this is going to be a movie I'm in the minority of, and I will have to be one of its biggest defenders. I feel like I'm going to love it, and the majority of audiences will be like, boring, boo, corny, tomato. Like, they're not going to vibe with it, and I'm going to be like, what? That was so good.
I think it's going to have, like, it might fall under the radar a little bit just because of Nicolas Cage's one, just because it's a bigger name.
Maybe people will be Dracula out by then.
Like, it's like the same thing, but like in the same year. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you meant like the movies.
No,
I'm like,
just like the same. Like, so I think like it's not gonna matter Like it's gonna one's gonna hurt
one
the
is
other.
a comedy about Dracula's assistant, and one is, I'm assuming, a more serious adaptation of the 1800s Dracula.
I just feel like more people might vibe with like the comedy one.
I think so too. I think Renfield's going to be a lot more mainstream.
So
it's Nicolas Cage movie.
No, that's what I mean. Like I think because there's two of them, like that one's definitely going to be like the other one's definitely going to fall under the radar. I feel like, and nobody's going to appreciate it.
Up next is a Blumhouse movie with John Cho called They Listen. And that's all I know about it.
Also starring Catherine Waterston. Yeah, I can't remember what she was in. I know her face, but I can't think of what she's been in. So, as for predictions, since we know nothing about this movie, guess we can guess what they is.
I believe that they are going to be in a secluded area, maybe a town, maybe some creepy village, and it is suspicious, and that's the they. That's the they that are listening.
I think that they is a Big Brother government sort of thing. I think it's going to be about surveillance.
Oh my god, it's not even remotely what I was thinking of. Wow.
That's a good one.
They're going to be a cabin. It's going to be demons listening to them. I don't know why.
You're just an Evil Dead fan.
No, I just get cabin vibes from this. I don't know. I don't know why. I just feel like they're going to be like, a family's going to go to a cabin and be like, oh, let's get away. And then it's going to be like, there's demons and they're listening. I don't know.
Aliens. I'm guessing aliens. Ooh. I'm guessing aliens.
That actually is so much better. That's so much better. I really hope it's not.
Like, one of us has to get this right.
It turns out it's just goblins.
More goblins.
I was also going to say little creatures.
The next one is The Nun II, our next entry in the Conjuring universe.
I haven't seen it.
And the director of this one, Michael Chavez, did some of the Conjuring universe's biggest hits, like The Curse of La Llorona and Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It, the most popular movies in the Conjuring universe.
Of course.
My prediction is a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. In the 30s.
Are you ready, Jayla? I have another bold prediction.
Please.
I think they are going to overcompensate for how terrible the first one was so much that it's going to be so much scarier than it should have been for this era of Conjuring movies that we're in, where they're just blockbusters that they just like sprinkle some little jump scares into. I think this one will be terrifying, and we'll be like, whoa, where'd this Conjuring come from?
I'm going to predict that Anna Popplewell will be the demonic entity or whatever.
It's going to be more nuns. I don't know. It's going to be like a whole army of like possessed nuns.
The Nun II. That was in the first movie, actually.
Damn it. Okay, never mind.
The Nun II, more nuns.
Next up, we have the movie Cuckoo, starring Hunter Schafer from Euphoria, produced by Neon, which is a studio we like very much. They are doing Infinity Pool. They did Possessor. They did Crimes of the Future. They'd made Moon Age Daydream, which was my second favorite movie of last year. We don't know anything about this movie, so we're going to have to pull some predictions out of a dark place.
I think it's going to be a paranoid psychological horror, and I think our main character will be an unreliable narrator.
John Malkovich is in it. I think he is going to be a stalker, and that is my prediction.
I was going to say what Jayla said. I think it's going to be set in an asylum.
Sorry.
That's so dramatic.
I was going to say, well, shit.
In an asylum.
I think that's
Leave that in.
Sabrina, okay, so whenever I'm editing these, I always find little bits where Sabrina has really amazing comedic timing. Like, you are really funny. Like, I was talking about just like classic slashers, because I was like, you know, you got your Freddys, your Jasons, your Michaels, and you go, Corey. He literally
said it to me today about Corey. He's like, would you ever want a Corey figure? And he's like, no. He's like, I'll give it to you. And I was like, why me? And he's like, you said you liked him. And I was like, not that much.
Sabrina particularly has a lot of really funny reactions to things, and I always cut to her because she goes,
Okay. Oh my god, no! I had Santa Clarita Diet like open from the other day. Me and Blake were watching it, and I went to clear it out, and it started playing, and I was like, "Ooh!" So it was perfect.
Jesus Christ.
This says live. Is this actually live?
No, it's not.
I'm like, what? This is a hot mess of an episode if we're live. Really, really funny time to cut Sabrina out.
No, I screamed so loud. I was like, no! I went to clear something, and it didn't work. I was so
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's giving kidnap vibes. I don't know.
Okay.
I think obviously Hunter Schafer is probably going to be the one kidnapped, and she has to run away from. I don't know if it's a stalker, but I don't know. Like I think she thinks someone's coming after her, but she's slowly losing her mind.
Up next, we have David Gordon Green's return to horror with The Exorcist. Blake, do you have any predictions for this one?
Yeah, he's gonna ruin another beloved horror movie.
Oh.
I don't trust him anymore.
Ooh.
So this new Exorcist trilogy, by the way, this is the first of a trilogy. I was excited because Halloween Kills, I think, had just come out or was just coming out. I was on the hype train. Halloween Kills was fun. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoyed it. And then Halloween Ends came out. And it kind of changed my whole outlook on the trilogy because of some decisions. Danny McBride included. He's not off the hook. He wrote those movies too. I don't think that their tone is going to fit The Exorcist. Much like their kind of comedic timing didn't quite blend with Halloween, like what they were trying to do. The mom, I believe, is who it is from the first movie, already filmed her scenes for this one. This might be a spoiler. I don't know. Linda Blair said she's not. She said there hasn't been discussions at the time of her making some Instagram post. I heard she's in it now. I have heard that she has put the pen to paper and Reagan will be in this movie to some degree, which also scares me. I don't know. After Halloween Ends, I'm scared. Not for the right reasons. I think everyone will walk out of this movie, this is my prediction, and say that this franchise should not have been revisited.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know where they're gonna go from.
I think they're gonna try and make this like 10 times more scary than the original, and it's
that's not possible. They can't.
No, I'm saying no, that's not.
They're going to try.
Yeah, they're gonna try so hard and do all this scary shit, and you're like, what the why would you do that? And it's but they're gonna force it so bad that it's just gonna because it's hard to do something like that because it's considered one of the scariest fucking movie of all time. How do you where do you go from there?
You can't outdo the Exorcist.
You can't outdo it. You can't recreate it. There's just honestly, that's something that should have been left alone. Whether this is somewhat enjoyable or not, should have left it alone. That is something that should not have been touched.
Is this Blumhouse again? Jason
Blumhouse apparently produced it.
Jason Blum.
Oops, that's what I meant.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the producers.
Gonna go ahead and throw in a prediction that Linda Blair will return as Reagan. I don't know.
They know she kind of has to lure in that new audience.
It'll be a surprise reveal, though.
No, they're gonna spoil that in the trailer for sure.
I got my prediction. Reagan's gonna be the Exorcist now.
Oh my god.
Real passing the torch situation.
That's what we're gonna do.
Passing the holy
torch. How the tables have turned. I just feel they're gonna try so hard. If you think of any base try-hard movie, this is gonna be it.
I'm not excited for this movie. I'm gonna leave it at that.
This was gonna bomb so bad, the other two are just gonna get canceled. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a big why. It's one of the, how there's always constant conversations, nostalgia, bringing back stuff, rebooting. That's gonna be the biggest why film ever. Why? Why would you do that?
Right.
That was the initial reaction when they were even announced. Why? Why are we going back to The Exorcist?
That literally says everything. And I guess it is considered being a sequel, right? It's not a reboot, right? It's a sequel.
Well, I think it's in continuity with like all previous movies.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm done.
Moving on to another franchise that has overstayed its welcome.
We do have one more movie that is for sure has a date for this year.
I like these movies. Shush.
Saw 10. We're in the double digits now.
I love that for them. I want to see the most screwed up traps ever of all time in this one.
We had the director of 6 in the final chapter, which was obviously a lie. Back.
There've been like 3 since then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final chapter, totally. Sabrina, what are your predictions for this?
The most screwed up traps of all time. Since in this franchise so far.
That's a lot to live up to.
Because, like, everything else has been, like, done. I think that's the only thing you're, like... Because it sounds screwed up, but I feel like... I'm not saying for everybody, but, like, most people, after a while, it's, like... Saw 5, Saw 6... It's mostly just about the traps. So it's, like, alright, how do they top it the next movie?
I have a prediction that they're going to try and modernize it, and the traps will be live streamed, and the police will be racing to try and find where they're located.
Ooh, I like that idea a lot, actually. Ooh, Jayla, I hope you're right. I like that.
I am predicting that Chris Rock will not be in this movie.
Please. Or if he is, can we make Will Smith the killer?
The
jokes would write themselves.
Oh my god.
If Chris Rock comes back, Jigsaw is just gonna slap him.
Jesus. Jigsaw is in this movie, by the way. Tobin Bell is confirmed for this movie.
Oh, then...
It's Tobin time.
Then my theory goes out the window, because that means it has to... Well, or maybe not.
I mean, he could be changing his way. Oh, he's...
I mean, they did, like, the TV thing before, so I think the live stream thing makes sense.
It could be a flashback.
Yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed he's the main villain. It's just he's in it. I didn't like Spiral, so that's why I kind of have a bad taste of Saw in my mouth right now.
It sounds like a weird thing, but I feel like because they don't have like a quirky title besides Saw, it's like it's probably not going to go back to that because they probably realized it failed. And they're like, all right, let's just go back to what we're.
I think Spiral was mixed with was met with pretty mediocre responses.
Yeah, I think it was to try to like modernize it, and then like it backfired. So they're like, okay, let's just go back. Let's get back to where we are.
It's not hard. Detective story with a murderous serial killer. It's not hard, but for some reason they're overcomplicating it.
And somehow Jigsaw still.
Understatement, Blake.
My prediction is that there's going to be a bunch of flashbacks that have Jigsaw in them, and it's just going to retcon everything. And he planted a bunch of different killers, so they're going to use him to set up the next 3 movies of Saw that he had already set up prior to his demise.
Saw X, the beginning of a new requel trilogy.
Yeah, that's just going to retcon everything you've seen.
No, make it stop.
I have another prediction. I think he's actually just going to not be alive in flashbacks, but actually be alive somehow. Some screwed up way. Because that's what they always do!
Do you remember the opening to Saw 4?
Mm-hmm.
He's dead.
I know.
He's dead.
No, I know, but I think they're going to retcon it again.
Oh, if you want to commit to that, he has a twin brother.
I know, but still, I think
he has a twin brother.
No, I'm gonna use. That's my second prediction. No, I really think they're just gonna be like, nope, he's still alive.
That'd be so in line. Saw at a certain point has become a soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be very in line to be like, oh yeah, he had a twin brother. Because I couldn't handle the last killer being like, hello, detective.
Oh, God.
That just drove me nuts.
So it looks like we have all of our final predictions in for 2023. But there's a few other projects that are in various stages of production. We have one I'm particularly excited about titled I Saw the TV Glow. This one's in post-production, so we might get it this year. It wrapped in August. This is an A24 movie from the director of We're All Going to the World's Fair, which after rewatching Pearl, I decided was my second favorite. Pearl is my favorite movie of last year, but World's Fair is... I know. We don't have to talk about it again. But I saw the TV Glow is produced by Emma Stone. It has an appearance by Phoebe Bridgers. I'm excited for that movie. We've also got the movie Clock, which might come out this year. There's not a lot of information on the web, but I have a slight insider scoop as I was a PA on this movie.
Coolest PA ever, to be exact.
I didn't write that. She wrote that. But this has Diana Agron from Glee, Jay Ali from season 3 of Daredevil. He was Agent Ray Nadeem.
Oh, that's Ray. I didn't know that was his name.
And as someone who worked on this movie, I can say it's going to be pretty fucked up. It's going to be, I think it's sort of going to turn out to be like a psychological horror about a woman who doesn't want kids but wants to have kids, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's a good premise already.
But yeah, we shot that movie for 4 weeks in Austin last summer, and
that's so cool.
Did you get to meet him, Ray?
Yeah. I got to delegate him around a bit. Also entering production next month is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
I'm so embarrassed of being excited about this.
Jim Henson's workshop is doing practical creature effects. Matthew Lillard is set to appear.
I'm going to be watching it. I will. I can't help it. It's Matthew Lillard, and I just know that the creature effects are going to be stellar. It's still a really cool concept. I mean, animatronics are scary. They're scary. It can be really creepy. So, I think they can make it work.
This game terrifies me, so I'm not excited for this at all. When I found out they're making a live action one, I was like, okay, my biggest fear unlocked. I hate animatronics, and no. And the fact that they're going to probably make it as practical and real as possible gives me nightmares. Gives me actual nightmares.
Yeah.
But Matthew Lillard's in it, cool, but I don't know.
Damn, you're going through it.
No, I don't. No, this I've actually played with one of my friends this game, and I did no.
Just a little project,
little indie project,
just a little indie film entering production that I know you guys are really excited about. Is MaXXXine, starring Mia Goth as Maxine from X. We really don't have details on that production. I don't know when it is shooting, but I'm guessing it's not coming out this year.
Probably not, even though I kind of hope that Ty West is doing another magic trick and like
it's already been filmed.
Like he's secretly filming it.
I think they said it hasn't been filmed because X and Pearl filmed at the same time. Yes. They didn't film MaXXXine, but I do think it's just they're gonna shadow drop it. They're just gonna be he's gonna do some weird cryptic post and be like, oh yeah, MaXXXine comes out tomorrow, so good, look out for that.
So crazy.
I would pee myself out of excitement.
The only time they've ever really done that with a movie, oh yeah, here's an announcement for the movie, by the way, it comes out tonight, was Cloverfield Paradox, and it was terrible, so.
Yeah, we won't have to talk about that ever, please.
No, we don't. But I think they're going to do that to MaXXXine. Maybe not to that extent, but oh yeah, next month, MaXXXine's going to come out. Here's the trailer, something.
That would be perfect. That would be beautiful. We are looking forward to an amazing year of horror. I can't wait. It is only the beginning. It's going to be so great. I can't wait to spend a full year with all of you talking about horror. I can't wait to get to Scream and Evil Dead. It's going to be amazing.
Make sure that you stay tuned.
Make sure you stay tuned. I lost my words.
As Road to Rise will be coming back soon, and we'll be covering Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 4, 2013, Seasons 1 through 3 of Evil Dead vs. Ash, which is what it is titled.
Yep, the next one is 100% my favorite topic. I've been waiting so long to talk about it.
It's gonna be awesome. Thank you guys so much again for sticking with us and sticking with me and talking about all these insane movies we're getting this year.
Let us know if you have any predictions either, also, because we are curious to see.
Yeah.
My camera.
Okay, bye.
I'll be right back.